What is going on, ByteForge family? Today we have a super fun one for you. We are going to learn how to install Debian 13 and CasaOS on our server. Debian 13 is going to be our Linux OS, and we will just SSH into that from our normal desktop computer. And then we're going to learn how to set up our home media server for Plex or Jellyfin, and then we're going to even set up a Minecraft server. So stick around and let's get to it. For this project, we're only going to need three things. An old computer. We have an old Dell here, Optiplex 3020, I believe. It's got 1 terabyte of storage, 16 gigabytes of DDR3. We are going to need a USB stick with the Debian 13 image, and for a little while we'll need a monitor with video. We'll also need a keyboard, mouse for a few minutes, but that's it. We're going to spam into the BIOS from here. We're going to make sure secure boot is disabled. And then we are going to make sure that the boot order is starting with the USB. Now, when I got this computer, I had a few issues. You will not have to worry about this. I have to hit F1, but you will not. It should launch automatically into this GUI, and we will choose graphical install. Now from here, it's pretty self-explanatory, like any other operating system. We're going to set it up, English, yada yada. Then we'll let it do its thing. Now when that's all finished, it will pop up and ask you to name your server. And then it'll ask you for the network name. I always use local. You can pick whatever you want. We'll skip this one. We'll skip the password for this one as well. And then we will create our username. And pick a super secure password. This is what we will log in with into Debian 13. And then we're going to continue with our setup. Pick our time zone. Let it finish configuring. And now this is where we are going to choose how we install. We are going to choose full disk. Make sure you pick your hard drive, not your USB. And then just continue and click yes. And it'll do its thing for a little while. And then we'll continue with setup here. We are going to download from the debian.org. We can leave the proxy empty for now. And then it's kind of do its thing for a few seconds, and yeah. I always click no here, just because I don't like sharing data. And then it's going to do some more. And then we are going to only select SSH server and standard system utilities. Unclick everything else. And then click continue. And just like that, we have Debian 13 installed. Make sure you take out your USB before it boots back up, so it doesn't boot from that USB again, and you are pretty much all set to go. And here you can click enter or just wait. It'll boot on its own after like 5 seconds or whatever. And yeah. Now it's going to ask us for our username and our super secure password. And just like that, we are in. And now that everything is installed, we can unplug pretty much everything except for the power and the Ethernet cord. Since we're going to SSH into this server from our main desktop, we really don't have to worry about anything else. And I'm not sure if anyone has noticed yet, but there is a fan shroud fabricated into the side of this old Dell. Alright guys, now that we have Debian 13 installed, we can go completely headless with that server. No monitor, we don't need a keyboard or mouse anymore. We're just going to SSH straight into that server via our laptop over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up PowerShell. We're going to type SSH, our username, and then the IP of our server. 192.168.1.213, and that should take us to the password. Put in our super secure password, and look at that, we're in. So first of all, we are going to install all of our prereqs and update everything and go from there. So we're going to type sudo apt update sudo apt upgrade -y. Now -y just means yes. That way it won't prompt you. Do you want to do this? Yes or no. -y will automatically select that prompt for you. So we hit enter. Now that we have all the prereqs installed and updated, we are going to use curl to install the CasaOS. So we will type curl -lowercase f, lowercase s, capital S, capital L, https // get.casaos.io downpipe sudo bash, and that will start installing CasaOS for us. Now this will take a few minutes, so if you have anything to do, you gotta go to the bathroom, grab some coffee, now is the time to do it. There will be one other part that's a little bit longer, but this is pretty much it right here. And now is the time where I'm going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully this video is helping you. Hopefully everybody is learning something. Also want to touch on the giveaway. At 500 subscribers, we will start the giveaway series where we all vote on certain components. And at 1500 subscribers, we will randomly be giving that gaming PC away to a subscriber / Discord member. Alright, and just like that, CasaOS is installed. It will give us our IP address that we can connect to. We just put it in our browser and that'll take us straight to our dashboard. 192.168.1.213. And here we are. So CasaOS is super cool. You can add Dockers, or you can add containers. Well, it's super cool. I'm going to show you. Go do this again. I already have one there, but create. We're good to go. And I usually cancel this because I am not really too worried about it. So yeah. And there we go. We have CasaOS all set up and ready to go. The dashboard. The App Store has tons and tons of resources. The one that we are going to set up first is going to be Plex. And then maybe we'll set up a Minecraft server as well. I will be doing a video on Llama here soon. We'll learn a little bit about LLMs and some OpenAI stuff. So yeah, let's get to installing our Plex. Now from here, we are going to install Plex from the App Store. We'll just click on the App Store. We will search for Plex. And we are going to install the one by Big Bear CasaOS. And now that's the cool thing about CasaOS. It will install this Docker in its own container all by itself. There's nothing really that we need to do except for point Plex in the right direction towards our media server. And now we will see that Plex is installed. We will go to Plex, click on settings, and it looks like, no, we do not have our file here. So what we'll do is we'll go back to, or our file directory here. So what we'll do is we'll go back to files, click external HD. We will click our Plex library and copy path. We will go back to the Plex settings here, and we will add a new volume, and we will paste that right in here like so, and then we will just do /media here. Now I've done this a few times. I'm pretty 90% sure this is exactly what we need to do, but let's just double check. We'll save that. Give it a second. And we can open it here. And it's just giving us a bunch of XML. What we want to do is click in the web address bar and type /web after the port number. And bam, just like that. Click got it. Well, we don't need Plex Plus. And we will type in our server name. It's going to be Byteflix, of course. Like so. Click next. Come on. There we go. And now we should be able to add a library. Well, we're going to do our movies first. So we're going to click movies, next, browse media folder. Now, if you remember, our mounted external hard drive is going to be at media, and there's our stuff right there. So yeah, media, movies, add, and then we will add the library. Then we will do the same thing. Then we will do the same thing for TV shows. Add library, TV shows. We'll save it as TV shows. Next, browse for media folder, media, and our external hard drive is going to be mounted here. Just click shows, add library, and then we're good to go. We will hit next here, done, and let's see, go to settings, go to, we'll go to manage, libraries, and as you can see right now it's scanning. There's a ton of movies that it's going to have to scan, so that's going to take a little bit. And if you're still here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We're finally starting to grow a little bit, and everything counts. Every like, every dislike even, comment goes a long way, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that's here, and yeah, thanks for sticking around. Now we're going to check out the Minecraft server, and I'll show you. It's super easy. I'll show you exactly what to do, how you got to do it, and yeah, let's go. So we will go to the App Store, and the app that you are going to want to search for is called Crafty, C-R-A-F-T-Y, and we will install Crafty just like this, and admin is the username, password you will find in the app config. So we'll hit next step, and this might take a minute, it might not, but we also have our Plex Media library being scanned right now as well. So alright, so apparently I just wanted to take a few minutes to get everything up and going. It will say potential security risk ahead. Ooh, oh no. Just click advanced, go down to the bottom and accept the risk and continue. And then we will get here. My user should still work, but if not, we'll get that going. Nope, it's not going to work. So what we will do is, if you guys remember, it said that password is in the app config. So we will go app data, crafty, config, default creds. We will click this, and our password is going to be right here. So we will copy this long password, copy, go back to crafty, paste that password in there, use our default username, which is admin, and log in. And here we go. We are in Crafty, where we can manage and set up our own Minecraft servers. If you want to do that really quick, just to show you really quick an example, we'll go to servers, create new server, server type, Minecraft servers, and I always pick paper just because it's the easiest to run. My son uses it on an old Dell Inspiron, so it definitely works. We will find the newest version, 121.11, and we will call it Byte Forge and Friends. Alright, Minimal, I usually try to run at least minimum 2 gigs of RAM and maximum right around 3. Actually 1.5 for minimum, I'm sorry. 25665 is the default port for Minecraft. And from there we will click build server. Please be patient, yada yada yada. Importing server name. And just give it 1 second. Do. Now it's there. All we have to do to start the server is hit start. Yes. And we have right around 23 right around. Okay. And just like that, our server is online. This is just the server booting up. I promise you it's not going to use half of your UP. I promise you it's not going to use half of your CPU usage. It'll go back down to like 8 or something. But yeah, but you can also monitor that from the CasaOS dashboard. If we get out of here, get back out of our files, right here you'll see the system status, CPU usage, RAM usage. As you just saw, the CPU usage go back down. It's probably because the Crafty server is done spinning up, and which is correct. So yeah, so now we've learned quite a few things, and I hope you guys are following along. And if you're following along and you get stumped or you get stuck somewhere, throw a comment down below and I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. And just like that, we have our Plex Media Server set up, we have a Minecraft server set up, and we have a headless server. We don't need a mouse, we don't need a keyboard, we don't even need a monitor. And we can access this from anywhere in the house or even remotely if we want to. But that's something to get into in a different video. I really hope everybody enjoyed this video. It's kind of a tutorial, one of my first tutorials. If you're still here, I really appreciate you. Any questions, drop them down below. And yeah, CasaOS is dope. Check it out.
Inventory flags, mods online, check the specs. RAM at max, we never stress. Liquid cooled, yeah, we impress. Click the mouse, double XP. Fighting Force World, come ride with me. Crypto in the back, coins on deck. Energy surge.